Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to go through some live trades with you guys. So these are trades that I took this week. I traded SPX, I traded NVIDIA. I'll go through the ones that I think are high probability and the ones that weren't as high probability, but market ended up giving the move up. I did take, so far, today's Thursday, I've taken a total of 5 trades all week. All 5 of them were green, so I kind of go through the different strategies because there were different strategies that I implemented this week. It wasn't just gap fill plays, so I really want to go through that with you guys and show you guys trend line breaks, pattern breaks, and so on and so forth, so you guys are looking for more than one type of strategy to implement. That being said, as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and go through this. So I was watching SPX puts. This is the play from Monday. I was watching SPX below 41.20 for puts and above 41.35 for calls, and I ended up entering the puts. We had a play down, so let's go ahead and take a look at what happened. So the reason why I chose 41.20 for entry is because 41.20 was a previous level of support on SPX, and when SPX opened on Monday, it opened at around 41.26, and the high of that day was 41.30 in the morning before it started making a leg down. Also, I chose 41.20. If we go ahead and take a look, as SPX made the move up, you can see that it touched the 41.20 level intraday first, consolidated, and then continued down. When it did continue down on that second break, you can see that there was a cross of the EMAs before SPX made the move down, a cross of the EMAs. When the lower EMA, which is the orange line, crosses above your higher EMA, usually signifies a downtrend or a reversal into a downtrend. If it's vice versa, like down here where my 9-day EMA crossed above my 21 EMA, usually signifies a reversal to the upside. So let's go ahead and take a look at the video. Okay. Right, so here we have SPX around 949 at this point. I believe I entered SPX puts at 950. That 950 candle ended up breaking and holding below that 41.20 level. You can see that SPX is currently at around 41.20 right here, 41.19, trying to hold below that 41.20 line. I'm looking at the 41.20 put as well. My cursor is on it, waiting to enter. You can see 41.18 on SPX. There I go. Entered my SPX puts. The 41.20 put, I entered at $10.30 as it broke below that 41.20 level. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so if we go ahead and take a look at SPX, you can see here the EMAs ended up crossing after it consolidated. So whenever a stock in the morning you see initial move down and then a consolidation before it continues to make that move, whether it's to the upside or to the downside, it's a higher probability setup. You never want to enter on the initial move up or down. You always want to wait for a consolidation, a pullback, a level of support, and then you enter. I entered SPX puts at 950. This was the candle that I entered at. You can see that this candle held fully below the 41.20 level. My targets when I entered this position were 41.15 and 41.10. You can see that when we made the move down, we had a clean, very clean scalp down to 41.15, pulled back at that 41.15 support level, and then continued down. When we did pull back, we pulled back right to the 9 and 21 EMA. Nice pullback there, not a rejection, not a reversal here. So let's go ahead and take a look at when I scaled out of this position. And if we look, you can see that this was the candle I entered. On the next candle, we did pull back slightly before the move down. So I'm just going to forward just a little bit of this so we can get into the good stuff. Right, here we go. Now we're at the 955 candle. So this is your 954. So I entered at the 950 candle. It's the 952 candle. You can see pulled back slightly. So we had a little bit of a doji candle here. Indecision between buyers and sellers before we ended up making the move down, which this is the 952 candle and this is the 954 and 55 candle. So now we're at 955 here. This candle ends up making the move down. We're starting to get a little fluctuation on the premium. We're up to around $11 almost. There we go. Premium starting to pick up here, up about $1 on the premium. which is about 10% on a $10 premium. Still waiting, still watching it. This is, like I said, this is the 955 candle, waiting for the next candle to open up to see if we get this leg down. We're now at 956. We're getting a little pullback here on the 957 candle. This is the 957 candle here, 56 into 57, and then the 58 candle. I believe I end up holding this into the 4110 level, so let's go ahead and take a look. Okay. Just gonna forward a little bit more. You can see premium is just holding right now, not losing value. It's just kind of holding. We're now at 959. This is your 958 into 959 candle, and you can see again, premium didn't push down as much. Even though my target hit, I entered at 950, my target of 4115 hit, and I'm waiting for my second target to hit. Even though the target of 4115 hit, the premium was only up $1, which is not usually normal with SPX. I was up, like I said, 10%. So I ended up holding SPX through the pullback with a stop of 4118. Whoops. So this was my stop on SPX. I had a 4118 stop on it. It was a previous level of support. And you can see on here, I did say 4118 was my stop loss. So you can see when we made the move down, the premium didn't fluctuate as much. I could have definitely scaled out of this SPX play. I don't think it was the smartest move for me not to scale out of it. However, I still had my stop loss set. 4118 was my stop. When we did pull back, neither of these candles ended up holding above 4118. You can see that they did try to break, but they weren't able to fully hold, and they both rejected the EMAs. So I was comfortable staying in this SPX play. I'll show you guys in a second what ES and the NASDAQ were also doing. So I ended up staying in this SPX play through the pullback. Premium did lose a little bit of value, but not too much. So I was only down around, at the low, around 30 cents. So I was only down around $10. Remember that I added to my position. Now, when I got filled at the same price. I wasn't trying to average down. I just wanted more in my position to get, obviously, I usually trade around 10 to 15 contracts. I did add 10 more contracts to this because I did think it was a higher probability setup. As it retested, I entered on the rejection of the retest. I added more. I don't usually add more to my position ever, but I added more way too late. If I was going to do this the proper way, I should have added it as it pulled back, so I would have gotten an average down, but I just ended up adding more to my position. I wanted a bigger profit pretty much. It was just me being a little greedy. Added more at 10.03, and again, I got filled in at $10.30. As it was making the move back down, premium ended up picking up. So I'm now in 20 contracts on SPX. I did like the add because I added more at, let me double check, at 10.03. This was a 10.04, 10.03 candle, and you can see that we're starting to get a little bit of rejection. So I was comfortable entering more. It was rejecting my 4118 stop loss. And I'm going to just forward a little bit more of this. And there we go. This is 10.06. 10.06 candle opened up. Back up on the position again, just around the same amount that I was earlier. And then on this 10.07 into the 10.08 candle is when SPX really picked up the premium price. And there we go. I'm up about $2 on SPX here. Really nice move. This is the 10.08 candle. Okay, premium making a nice move up. This is your 10.08 candle. We started to break. This was a rejection at 10.06, rejected nicely, broke my 41.15 into my 41.10. This is the 10.08 candle. I do believe I scaled some of my position out at 10.08. Premium is up to around $12.50 now. There we go. Starting to make the move. Now we're up about $4, and I scale out here of some of my position. I believe I scale out around 90% of my position. So on that premium spike at 10.08, I ended up scaling out 15 contracts. So I was in 20 contracts. Remember, I was originally in 10, added 10 more, and then on that move up to 10.08, I ended up exiting 15 of my contracts. So I was only in 5 more contracts, and I was up around $5,800. So this was the 10.08 candle, really nice push down. It cleared through my 41.15 profit target and was getting close to my 41.10 profit target. So I wanted to scale out pretty much most of my position. And then obviously if it continued to make the move down into 41.10, I would scale out the rest of my position. Okay, so I'm just gonna forward a bit more. All right, and here we go. I'm long. I have 5 more left here. Premium is up about $14. I scale out 3 more of my position at 10.09 here at $13.90. So my entry was 10.50. I entered 10 contracts. I added 10 more at 10.03 on the pullback. I exited at 10.08. I exited 15 contracts at 10.09. I exited another 3 contracts. And then I had 2 runners left. I only usually have 2 runners. That's how many runners I hold. At 10.15, I exited one of the runners. I ended up holding 1 runner. I believe I exited that runner at break even. I ended the day up about, I was up $5,678 once I exited that last runner. This play was about a 30-minute play. Really, really nice move down. We did get caught in a little bit of a pullback, but overall SPX ended up making a nice move down. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at ES futures, now ES futures on that initial move with SPX broke below its VWAP at 9:30, right at open. ES was below its VWAP. Now, it started to consolidate here and create a bear flag on ES futures. So that's really what I was watching on ES, was to break out of the bear flag and 41.35 with targets of 41.30 and 41.20 to the downside. So you can see here, created a little bear flag right at open at 9:45. It broke out of that bear flag at 9:50. This is the candle that I entered on SPX. However, unfortunately, ES was right at a support level at 41.30 when SPX was breaking my 41.20 level. So you can see here 9.50 on SPX. This is the 9.50 candle on ES futures. So it was approaching support at that time, which is why we got a little bit of consolidation. But even when I got caught in the pullback here on SPX, you can see the pullback on ES futures. Nice little pullback straight to its 9 EMA, held below the 9 EMA, even created another little bear flag here on the 5-minute time frame. So I was comfortable holding SPX because at this point ES futures was also bear flagging yet again, holding below its 9 EMA, made the move down, gave SPX the momentum to also make the move down, and we got a nice little scalp here on SPX in conjunction with ES futures. And if we go ahead and look at the NASDAQ here, you can see that NASDAQ was consolidating also at a support at 13,380. When I entered SPX puts, NASDAQ was rejecting, broke below its VWAP and the 13,400 level. Targets on NASDAQ were 13,380 and 13,350, where I also had a trend line on it. And if we go ahead and look here, this is a 950 candle here on 950 candle here on NASDAQ, broke below its VWAP, broke below 13,400, and you can see when SPX also pulled back, so did the NASDAQ with ES futures. Again, bear flag on the NASDAQ here. This was the 5-minute break at 10:05, straight into the 13,350 candle. This was your 10:10 candle, and I exited 90% of my position on SPX around 10:10, and then the rest at 10:15. All right, guys, so this was really, really good play. Both futures in conjunction, in sync with one another. SPX gave us a little move down as well. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or concerns or any video suggestions, go ahead and comment them down below. All of my social media links are also down below as well. Make sure you are following the correct accounts. The only ones that I have are the ones that are linked below. There are a lot of fake pages, so make sure you guys are following the correct accounts. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.